All right, everyone, first we need to look at a couple of clay procedures. So you're going to get this lump of clay, and it's going to turn into a piece of artwork, and we've got to take care of it in a way that makes sense. First of all, the more you play with it with your hands, the more it dries out. You can see my hands are getting really gray because all the clay is getting on my hands, and my hands are sucking the moisture out of the clay into the air. So we don't want to play with it with our hands too much because it gets dry and then it gets crackly. If your clay starts to get really crackly, we may want to switch it for a new piece of clay, and we do have enough that we can do that. Secondly, so we're going to, when we get our clump of clay, depending on what we're making, you're going to take one section to add parts, and then you're going to have one section for your base. So if you're making a face, this is going to be for the head. This will be for all adding the features. This will be for the background for your paw. This will be for adding paw to that background. This is going to be for the background. This will be for the body, all depending on what you're doing. So let's say we make this beautiful sculpture. Everything we do is going to be on this piece of paper so that we don't have to clean the tables. And at the end of the day, we are going to probably put our extra clay back in the bin, take our piece, I'm going to come around and spray it, and then we are going to wrap it up. The outside becomes the inside and wraps really well. We really want to wrap it as much as possible so that when it sits, it's got good cushion. That's one good thing. And there's no big openings for your air. If you just wrap it and leave it like this, all that air is coming out of here, which means your clay is drying out. So we really want to wrap it around as many times as possible and tuck it underneath. We may have a piece of tape here. It's going to be in your table box, so you should know what it is, but you may have a piece of tape here so you know it's yours, so you don't have to unwrap somebody else's. And if you ever check somebody else's and say, hey, this is not mine, please, oh my gosh, wrap theirs up nicely again so that it doesn't get ruined. And then put the clay back in the clay bin. Now, you all probably know this, but you're not going to necessarily listen to what you know. Do not drop pieces all over the place and make a mess. That later on is going to be a mess to clean up. So try to keep everything